Hey Raspberry Pi fans, welcome to my channel IT Samurai Teacher. My name is Sheikh Abdul. So today I'm going to show you a new gadget, okay, or probably you all know. So if you are rocking the new Raspberry Pi 5, you know it's a powerhouse. But did you also know you can make it even faster? Today we are upgrading my Raspberry Pi storage by ditching the trustworthy microSD card and installing this Samsung 256GB PCIe NVMe SSD. So why? Let's talk about why NVMe is a game changer for the Raspberry Pi 5. Number one, this is blazing fast speed. This Samsung NVMe SSD is instantly fast compared to typical microSD card. Even I know this will be an old one, but now it's coming super fast SSD card in the market, so you can get super fast one. That means your Raspberry Pi will boot up in a blink and application will load almost instantly. The second one is supercharge your project, so your Raspberry project. If you are running demanding applications like machine learning models or even home server on your Raspberry Pi, this speed up boost from NVMe will make a huge difference. Okay. The other thing is room to grow. So I have 256 GB. You can go to 512, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte like that. Okay. There's a plenty of space for your operating system, apps and data. No more worrying about running out of room on your microSD card because you have NVMe SSD card. And the other one is reliability. NVMe drives are known for their reliability and durability, so you can trust your data is safe. Now this NVMe connected via adapter is a Geekworm NVMe. I'm going to show you this. This is the one. Okay, so you can see Geekworm, the box Geekworm. So the Geekworm X1001. Okay, so now PCIe, the Raspberry Pi 5 now has a PCIe slot. And the Geekworm X1001 is the perfect adapter to connect your M.2 NVMe SSD. It's very easy installation. I will walk you through this simple step. Let's jump in and do the configuration part. Hello everyone, welcome back to IT Samurai Teacher. I'm Sheikh Abdul and today we have exciting upgrade for our Raspberry Pi 5. We are going to unbox and assemble the Geekworm X1001 PCIe to M.2. This powerful little board is set to replace the traditional SD card storage, offering fast speeds and greater reliability. You can see the traditional SD card on my Raspberry Pi 5 is the micro SD card. I have 32 GB. So now we're going to replace with this NVMe. So I have 512 gigabyte. So this is separate purchase, this one. The price ranges depend on the size. So 512 MB you can go from lowest to $25 to $100, a different speed. And you have the Raspberry Pi 5 here with me, and this is the one I purchased recently from Amazon. Okay, I'm going to put this away. I'm going to open this box now.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Okay guys, so now I booted up the Raspberry Pi 5. My NVMe card is connected, configured. So now first we need to do is check if the PCIe interface is enabled. So for that we're going to type lsblk. So when we type, we can see in here actually, so lsblk, the command, this will list all blocked devices connect to your Raspberry Pi. So now we are targeting the NVMe drive. So for that, look for entry that represents NVMe drive. Usually, so label as dev or NVMe or 0 and 1. So this is the one. So this is the normally it show you. Okay. If it's listed like this, this name under any size, depend on your you have. If it's listed like this, then your Raspberry Pi 5 recognize the X1001 and the NVMe drive. So now Raspberry Pi 5 is recognize my NVMe, the Geekworm X1001 drive. Now the next option to check the PCI device recognize, we're going to type lspci. So you can see in here PCI bridge, wallet, memory control, Samsung Electronic.com. So as you can see, this is the one, because this is my NVMe card. It's a Samsung. Okay, it's a Samsung one. So I can see that it says NVMe SSD controller, right? So this is the brand. So just want to make sure that this give me the SD card, sorry, NVMe SSD card brand name Samsung Electronics. Okay, so we get a clear picture. Now the next one, now we have to identify it's connected. So now first ensure that your Raspberry Pi runs the latest software. Run the following command. I'm going to type sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade. This is a must. Okay, now you can see everything good, looks good. Next, ensure that your Raspberry Pi firmware is up to date. So we're going to run this following command to see firms if you're running. So I'm going to sudo rpi eeprom rpi eeprom update. Oh, did I type it wrong? rpi eeprom update. Okay, bootloader up to date. Release. So my firmware is up to date. Okay. So the next one, just in case if you have older version or older stuff, if you have any going on something that you have no idea, so what you need to do here is you type sudo rspconfig config. So once you here, we need to go to the advanced. So find the advanced option, and After that, you can see bootloader version. Select the latest or factory default. So we type the bootloader version. So normally we use the latest one, the E1. Latest, use the latest bootloader image. I'm going to type OK. So latest version bootloader is selected, will be loaded at the next reboot. Reset the bootloader to default configuration. I'm going to click yes. Now you can see it's bootloader reset to default configuration. OK. And I'm going to say finish. Would you like to reboot now? I'm going to type yes. Okay, you can see it's going to restart my Raspberry Pi. After restart, we'll be back. Okay guys, the boot came up and I log in SSH to my Raspberry Pi 5. Now next is we need to format lsplk. So because we can see the NVMe drive, we need to format this one. So what we need to do here, just in case if you have a partitions, if you're using old one, if you see more partitions, don't worry, we need to remove all these partitions. What we need to do here is we're going to wipe entire drive and remove everything, like remove all these partition. If you have partitions, everything will go. So we need to type sudo and blk discard. I'm going to use force actually, and dev NVMe 0N1. Can see this is the one I'm going to type. This is my NVMe drive. I'm going to type. So now this take a few seconds depending on the size of your drive. Now I have 259 GB. Yes, see big is, so probably take few seconds. You can see when I type, it's not doing anything. That means it's doing something. So once it's done, we're going to jump in. Okay, we jump in. You can see I got like 2 minutes. After that, we need to, now we already wipe out entire partition. I'm going to try lsplk. You can see in here that I remove everything. Now there are no partition here. Now we need to create a new partition table format to install the Raspberry Pi OS. So we'll create a fresh partition table using the GPT scheme. It's recommended for large drives because we have 256 GB, and format with the extension 4 file system, which is common for Linux system like Raspberry Pi OS. We'll use a single partition. So we're going to use this entire partition to the drive. Okay, we're going to install. I'm going to take entire drive. I'm not going to use any partition. I'm going to use the entire drive. So for that, we're going to type sudo parted dev NVMe 0N1. So we're going to parted tool, and I'm going to type mklabel gpt. Next, I'm going to type mkpart primary. Okay, we're going to make the primary extension. Actually this is the format ext4, and I'm going to use 0 to 100%. We're going to use the entire 0 to 100% size, and we are done. We're going to put quit splk. You can see we created a partition, and that's it. Now our NVMe is now ready to use our Raspberry Pi 5. Okay, now I jump into my Raspberry Pi. Now make sure that I'm running under microSD card, not the NVMe. Okay, now the next thing is we need to flash OS onto NVMe SSD. There's two options. One option is install the Raspberry Pi OS from the Raspberry Pi imager, right? So Raspberry imager, like take out your NVMe SD card, put into an external adapter, and wipe from the Microsoft Windows or Mac OS or Linux machine and install the OS, Rapid Repair OS from a imager. Normally what you're doing from the SD card. Now if you don't want to do that, you are in here and you don't want to go back and forth, that you want to use this one. So that's the option 2. Clone your Microsoft SD OS inside the Raspberry Pi device without taking out, using the SD card copier. This method works if you have an SD card like me, haven't booted the device successfully like me, right? So what we need to do, we're going to click applications and we're going to accessories and we're going to use SD copier. Now from the main screen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy. So this is a Samsung NVMe. So this is the SD card. I'm running my Raspberry Pi OS. So I'm going to call on to the Samsung NVMe. I'm going to take new partition UIDs and I'm going to click start. So after that, this will erase all the content on the device. Samsung, are you sure? I'm going to say yes, because we already identify my NVMe SD card is Samsung. Okay, click yes. Okay, we are done. I got disconnect and connected again. Now the final result is copy complete. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to close this. I'm going to open a terminal. I'm going to LSB escape, escape. Me type it again. Just LSBLK. Yep. So once I type, you can see. Let me bring it up my my PowerShell command. So you have a good view in here. So I'm going to do clear PI. Actually, I'm going to SSH PI5. Type the password. I'm going to make it bigger so everyone can see it. Here LSB. Okay, now we can see we create a new partition and we copy the entire my microSD card colon to the NVMe. So seems like successful. Now next thing what we need to do here is I'm going to type we're going to boot from the NVMe. Okay, so next step what we need to do here is we're going to type sudo raspi config and we're going to do advanced option. We're going to boot order. Now you can see this is the recommend. If you see it, it says recommend version is the SD card. Now we're going to use the NVMe USB boot from the NVMe before trying USB and then SD card. So I'm going to use that option, hit, and NVMe USB is default boots device, click OK, and I'm going to click finish. Would you like to reboot now? I'm going to click yes. So it's going to reboot and I'm going to rebooting. Once it's reboot, I will be back. Okay, I'm in the system right now. It's booted. You can see in the background, and I'm able to ping this. Now, because now it's booted up, now we don't know which it's booting from, from the microSD or NVMe. So how do you check? Now if you go back, I put LSBLK before we do boot from the NVMe. You can see the boot firmware. This is my microSD card. So the NVMe, we don't see anything. So let me get a screenshot on this. Let me get a sniper, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to take that screenshot and I'm going to all the way down. I'm going to type LSBLK. Now let's compare it. Right? So now what happened here? Now this is the real one, which is boot from now. Now the NVMe is, we can see boot firmware. So we can get idea. We know that the Raspberry Pi OS boot from the NVMe, because before it was the SD card. There's nothing. Now this one is boot from the boot firmware. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove the SD card and see how it does. So I'm in the live, and from my background I'm going to remove the SD card from the Raspberry Pi. Okay, I just remove it. You can see device was removed without ejecting. Please use menu to eject this. Oh, I should use the from here to eject, but anyways, now I'm going to type again and see. Okay, now we can see my Raspberry Pi is booting from the NVMe drive. So looks amazing now. So I can go to anywhere I want, and it was successful. So this is how you configure NVMe to your Raspberry Pi 5. It's easy. I've used the Samsung NVMe card, but in my next videos I'm also going to test different SD cards, and I will upload those videos. If you didn't subscribe to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thank you, so it will help me to grow my channel, and I will see you on my next video. Thank you. See you soon.